Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our Easy English podcast. I'm Jessica, and I'm really excited because today's topic is something everyone loves talking about: hobbies.
Hi everyone, I'm Mike, and yes, hobbies are one of the easiest and most natural ways to start a conversation in English. You don't need difficult grammar or big vocabulary. You just need to talk about what you enjoy doing.
Exactly, and that's why today's episode is called Talk About Hobbies. If you're a beginner or even an intermediate learner, this episode will really help you speak more confidently.
And don't worry, we're going to keep it slow, simple, and very practical. Think of this like a friendly conversation, not a classroom lesson.
Yes, so maybe you're listening while walking, cooking, or relaxing. Just enjoy the conversation and try to repeat some sentences with us.
Great idea. And by the end of this episode, you'll know how to talk about your hobbies confidently, ask questions about other people's hobbies, and keep a natural conversation going.
We'll also share some funny stories and give you lots of practical examples that you can use right away.
So grab your headphones, get comfortable, and let's dive in. So Jessica, let me start with a very common question. What is a hobby?
Good question. A hobby is something you do in your free time because you enjoy it. You don't do it because you must. You do it because it makes you happy.
Right. For example, reading books, watching movies, playing sports, cooking, traveling. These are all hobbies.
Yes, and talking about hobbies is very common in daily life. You talk about hobbies when you meet new people, at work, at school, or even online.
Sometimes people ask, what do you do in your free time? That's another way to ask about hobbies.
Or, what are your hobbies? Very simple and very common.
You might also hear, what do you like to do for fun? Or how do you spend your weekends?
All of these questions mean the same thing. People want to know what you enjoy doing.
And here's something interesting. Hobbies can change over time. What you enjoyed 5 years ago might be different from what you enjoy now.
That's so true. When I was younger, I used to collect stamps. Now I don't do that anymore.
See? That's perfectly normal. People grow and their interests grow too. Okay, Jessica, let me ask you, what are your hobbies?
Well, Mike, I have a few hobbies. I really enjoy reading books, especially novels. I also like listening to podcasts and going for long walks.
That sounds very relaxing.
It is. I also enjoy cooking new recipes when I have time. Sometimes they turn out great, and sometimes not so great.
Cooking is always an adventure. My hobby is a bit different. I love playing football and watching matches on weekends.
That's nice. Sports are a very common hobby. Many English learners like talking about sports because it's easy to find something to say.
Exactly. You can say, I like playing football, or I enjoy watching cricket, or I'm a big fan of basketball.
And what I love about hobbies is that they help you relax after a busy day.
Absolutely. When I'm stressed from work, playing football helps me clear my mind.
For me, reading a good book does the same thing. It's like escaping into another world.
That's beautiful. And that's what hobbies are all about. Finding something that brings you joy and peace.
Very simple sentences. Now, let's help our listeners learn how to talk about hobbies in easy English.
Yes, let's start with some basic sentence structures.
One very common structure is I like plus verb ing. For example, I like reading, I like cooking, I like traveling.
Another one is I enjoy plus verb ing. I enjoy listening to music. I enjoy playing games.
You can also say my hobby is. My hobby is photography. My hobby is gardening.
Or you can talk about frequency. For example, I play football every weekend. I read books in the evening.
These small details make your English sound more natural. You can also add words like usually, often, sometimes, or rarely.
For example, I usually go jogging in the morning, or I sometimes watch movies on Friday nights.
Another useful structure is I'm into followed by a noun. I'm into photography. I'm into yoga. I'm into video games.
This is more casual and sounds very natural in everyday conversation.
You can also say I'm passionate about something if you really love it. I'm passionate about painting, or I'm passionate about learning languages.
Great examples. Now, what if you want to say you don't like something?
Good question. You can say I'm not really into something. For example, I'm not really into running, or I'm not a big fan of horror movies.
Or simply, I don't enjoy something. I don't enjoy cooking, or I don't like playing board games.
These are all polite and natural ways to express your preferences.
Let's do a short role play. Imagine we just met for the first time.
Okay, let's do it.
Hi, nice to meet you. What do you do in your free time?
Nice to meet you too. In my free time, I like reading books and listening to podcasts. What about you?
I enjoy playing football and watching movies, especially action movies.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you play football with friends or alone?
I usually play with friends on weekends. We have a small group that meets every Saturday.
That sounds like fun. Do you play in a league or just for fun?
Just for fun. We're not professional or anything, but we enjoy it.
See? Very simple, very natural.
Yes, and no difficult grammar at all. Notice how the conversation flowed naturally with follow-up questions.
That's the key to a good conversation. You don't just answer, you ask questions back.
Exactly. It shows you're interested in the other person.
Now let's talk about common hobbies people like to talk about in English.
Okay. One very common hobby is watching TV or movies.
Yes, people often say, I like watching movies in my free time, or I watch TV after work.
You can also talk about the type of movies you like. For example, I like comedy movies, I enjoy horror films, or I love romantic movies.
And if you want to sound more natural, you can say, I'm really into action movies.
Good phrase. I'm really into means you like something a lot.
You can also talk about specific shows or series. I'm currently watching a great series on Netflix, or I'm binge watching a new drama.
Binge watching is when you watch many episodes in a short time.
Yes, we've all done that.
Guilty as charged. Another popular hobby is listening to music.
Yes, you can say, I like listening to music, or music helps me relax.
You can also talk about music types. I like pop music, I enjoy classical music, or I'm a big fan of rock music.
Or you can mention your favorite artists. I love listening to Taylor Swift, or I'm a huge fan of Ed Sheeran.
And if you don't like something, it's okay to say that too.
Of course, you can say, I'm not really into loud music, or I don't like heavy metal.
That's honest English.
Exactly. You can also talk about going to concerts. I enjoy going to live concerts, or I went to an amazing concert last month.
These details make your conversation more interesting and engaging.
Now, reading is another great hobby.
Yes, you can say, I like reading books, or I enjoy reading before bed.
You can also mention what you read. I like reading novels, I read self-help books, or I enjoy reading news articles.
Talking about reading is great because it shows interest in personality.
You can also mention specific authors or genres. I'm reading a mystery novel right now, or I love books by Agatha Christie.
Or I prefer nonfiction books about history, or I enjoy reading biographies.
Another modern hobby is learning things online.
Yes, like watching educational videos or taking online courses.
You can say, I enjoy learning new things on YouTube, or I'm taking an online course about photography.
Or I like watching documentaries, or I enjoy learning languages through apps.
This is becoming more and more common, especially after the pandemic.
Now let's talk about sports and physical activities.
Many learners say, I play cricket, I play football, or I go to the gym.
Or I like jogging in the morning.
You can also say, I'm trying to stay fit, which sounds very natural.
Or I'm working out 3 times a week. Or I'm training for a marathon.
You can also talk about outdoor activities. I love hiking in the mountains, or I enjoy cycling on weekends.
Or water sports. I like swimming. I enjoy surfing. Or I love scuba diving.
And if you don't like sports, that's okay too.
You can say, I'm not very sporty. Or I prefer indoor activities.
Or exercise isn't really my thing. Or I'd rather do something relaxing.
That's perfectly honest and acceptable.
You can also talk about team sports versus individual sports. I prefer team sports because I like the social aspect. Or I enjoy individual sports because I can go at my own pace.
Great examples. These show deeper thinking about your preferences.
Now let's talk about creative hobbies.
Like painting, drawing, writing, or photography.
You can say, I like drawing in my free time, or photography is my hobby.
Or I enjoy writing short stories, or I paint landscapes on weekends.
These hobbies are great conversation starters because they're unique and interesting.
You can also talk about craft hobbies. I enjoy knitting, I like making jewelry, or I do woodworking.
Or I'm into DIY projects, or I enjoy scrapbooking.
DIY means do it yourself, making things with your own hands.
Some people have unique hobbies too, like collecting things.
Yes, I collect stamps, I collect coins, or I collect vintage records.
Or tech-related hobbies. I enjoy coding, I like building computers, or I'm into gaming.
Gaming is huge now. You can say, I'm a gamer, or I enjoy playing video games in my free time.
Another interesting hobby is gardening. I enjoy gardening, or I grow vegetables in my backyard.
Or I like taking care of plants, or I have a small herb garden.
These hobbies show personality and can lead to great conversations.
Now, Jessica, sometimes learners feel shy and say, I don't have any hobbies.
Yes, I hear that a lot.
What should they say instead?
Good question. Everyone has something they enjoy, even small things. Maybe you like watching YouTube, scrolling social media, or chatting with friends.
That's true.
You can say, I usually watch videos online, or I like spending time with my friends.
Or I enjoy learning new things online. Or I like exploring new places in my city.
Exactly. That's a great hobby. Even simple activities count.
I like trying new restaurants. I enjoy window shopping. Or I like people watching at cafes.
These are all valid hobbies. Don't underestimate the small things you enjoy.
And if you're still unsure, you can talk about something you want to try. I want to start painting, or I'm thinking about learning guitar.
That's perfect. It shows you have interests and goals.
Now let's talk about how to ask follow-up questions about hobbies.
This is very important for conversation.
For example, if someone says, I like cooking, you can ask, what kind of food do you like to cook?
Or when do you usually cook? Or what's your favorite dish to make?
If someone says, I like traveling, you can ask, which places have you visited? Or where do you want to go next?
Or what's your favorite travel destination? Or do you prefer traveling alone or with others?
These questions keep the conversation going and show genuine interest.
If someone mentions sports, you can ask, how long have you been playing? Or how did you get into that sport?
Or do you play competitively or just for fun?
For creative hobbies, ask, can I see some of your work? Or what inspired you to start?
These deeper questions create meaningful conversations.
Let's do another short conversation to demonstrate.
Okay.
So, what are your hobbies?
I enjoyed traveling and taking photos.
That sounds fun. Which place did you enjoy the most?
I really enjoyed visiting Japan. The culture was amazing and I took hundreds of photos.
Wow, Japan. What was your favorite thing about it?
Probably the food and the beautiful temples. I want to go back someday.
See? Very natural. The conversation flows because we're asking questions and showing interest.
Exactly. That's the key to keeping any conversation alive.
Now, let's help listeners talk about hobbies in the past and future.
Good idea.
For the past, you can say, I used to play football, or I used to draw a lot when I was a child.
Used to shows something you did regularly in the past but don't do anymore.
You can also say, when I was younger, I played piano, or I studied dance for 5 years.
For the future, you can say, I want to learn guitar, or I'm planning to start yoga.
Or I'd like to try rock climbing, or I hope to travel more next year.
These sentences show progress and goals.
And they make your English sound more advanced because you're using different tenses.
You can also talk about hobbies you're currently developing. I'm learning to play chess, or I'm trying to improve my cooking skills.
These all add depth to your conversation. Now let's talk about a funny moment related to hobbies. Smiles.
Oh yes, here we go. Laughs.
I once tried baking a cake because I thought baking would be my new hobby.
Uh-oh.
I followed the recipe, I think, but when I took the cake out of the oven, it looked more like a pancake.
Laughs. A flat cake?
Very flat. My family still reminds me of that cake. Laughs.
That's hilarious. My funny hobby story is about learning guitar. I thought I would sound amazing in 1 week.
Let me guess, you didn't.
Not at all. My neighbors probably wanted to move out. Laughs.
That's a great example. And see, even these funny stories are great for practicing English.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to make mistakes in hobbies or in English.
Very important message. Making mistakes is part of learning.
Now let's give listeners some practice sentences to repeat.
Good idea. Everyone pause and repeat after us if you can.
My hobby is reading books in my free time.
I enjoy listening to music when I feel stressed.
My hobby is playing football with friends.
I want to learn a new skill this year.
I used to play piano when I was younger.
I'm planning to start jogging next month.
Great. Simple, clear sentences.
Before we finish, let's give some final tips.
Tip number 1, keep it simple. You don't need long sentences.
Tip number 2, talk about what you really enjoy. It's easier to speak when you're passionate.
Tip number 3, ask questions. Conversation is a two-way street.
Tip number 4, practice speaking out loud, even if you're alone.
Tip number 5, don't worry about being perfect. Communication is more important than perfection.
And tip number 6, be yourself. Your personality makes conversations interesting.
So listeners, next time someone asks, what are your hobbies, you'll feel confident answering in English.
Yes, and remember, your English doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be clear and honest.
Thank you so much for spending these 20 minutes with us today.
We hope you enjoyed this conversation and learned something useful.
If you liked this episode, please subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends who are learning English.
Keep practicing, keep listening, and most importantly, keep enjoying your hobbies.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.